Friday Night Lights means it's time for the final score. Your home for hard hits, big plays, and the Basin's #1 football show. The Final Score, brought to you by these sponsors.
And so glad to have you on the Final Score. Glad you found us, by the way. I know it's a little bit a different set of circumstances. Ben Peck, Aaron Reynolds, and Aaron, got to ask her, are you well rested for this early edition? I'm not good at early wake-up calls. I'm a late owl.
I mean, at least we won't have to stay up as late, but
That's
I'm
true.
always ready for Friday Night Football, although it is a bit of a rush getting back to the studio since we have reporters all over the basin covering these games. I know it's definitely a busy night out here in West Texas.
No, I would say so. Busy night in the sports world, you know, playoff basketball, baseball postseason going on, and if you know anything about Aaron Reynolds, you know if there's any high school football game that will grab her away from the St. Louis Cardinals, you know, theoretically playing an elimination game in October, it's got to be a good game, no?
Yeah, well, hopefully the football will cheer me up after the Cardinals' performance tonight.
Well, hey, listen, I'm not going to mention how the Chicago Cubs did, but I would certainly say our game of the week easily cleared that bar. All right, Wink, 5-0, number 5 in 2A Division II, and Crane, 3-0 for the second year in a row in 3A Division II. A very, very good matchup out at El Ave Stadium, and let's check it out. The Cranes, the Purple Storm, taking the field, and here are the Wink Wildcats. Cannon Gibson, Brock Gibson right there, our team captain meeting, but his younger brother Cannon, of course, yes, they are all related to the head coach, Grabe Muniz, touchdown, Wink, 8-0 after the two-point conversion. And then I would say this is a little bit Patrick Mahomes-esque. Rolling left, Jackson Willis, stop across the field,
and then just launch it.
Cervantes, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm sure coaches, their heart stops when you do a throw like that, but if it works out, 1st and goal Crane, I think they're a little more happy. This one didn't work out. Brock Gibson, nice interception right over the middle, and that sets up a Wink on this very next play. Gibson, that should be Brock Gibson finishing what has started his younger brother with the touchdown pass. 16-0 Wink in the second quarter. And then how about this run from Mason Morgan? Good luck tackling that guy. I certainly wouldn't want him to try to tackle me either, but he's going into the end zone. He's not stopping for anybody. 22-0 Wink. That two-point conversion after that was no good, but they're continuing to pour it on the Wildcats. Cannon Gibson to Grabe Muniz. And this is, oh my goodness, what a grab. Falling down on his back. It's Purple Storm. They're trying everything they can, but it was all Wink in the first half. Cannon Gibson to Mason Morgan out of the backfield. 28-0 going into the half. But as we see, this game, 28-0 in the fourth quarter, it's tightened up. 28-20. Again, it is an early show, so this game's still in the fourth quarter. We are going to send it out to Jake Eichstead and Jacob Sloan to see what's going on in the second half.
Ben, Aaron, welcome to El Ave tonight. Ben, you said it. It was all Wink in the first half. Second half, kind of a different story. Game's still going on. However, it seems that it's just about to be over. Wink just scored a touchdown to go up by 2 scores. 2 minutes left. Jacob, what's been your biggest takeaway so far?
Well, it's really been a battle of the offenses, to be honest. The first half, you had Wink really playing well. Quarterback Cannon Gibson, along with running back Mason Morgan. Both of those players playing incredible. And Cannon Gibson finding his brother Brock Gibson on many occasions for multiple touchdowns here in the first half for Wink. But second half, it's been all Crane, right,
It's
Jake?
been a lot of Crane. They finally figured out a way to protect Jackson Willis. Long passes. He's been scrambling really for his life especially in the first half. Once they kind of figured that out, I don't know if it was a play calling thing, maybe it was an offensive line adjustment, but since they've been able to block for him, they've put up 20 points in this half unanswered until you just saw Wink went down there and pounded the ball in on the goal line. So it seems that Wink is going to be able to get this win tonight at El Ave, but really a tale of two halves. Wink dominating the first half and Crane showing some serious fight here on their home field.
They definitely came back really strong in the second half. You know, Coach probably lit a fire under them in the locker room.
You and I would both know.
Oh, you and I would both. That's true. That's true. You can guarantee that he was on them in the locker room. They came out strong in the second half, though, and you saw a lot of play calling switch up, move away from the screen, and you saw more downfield passes and more scrambling by Jackson Willis.
We know that they were calling a lot of screens because it's clear Wink is the bigger team. The running game not working. They're trying to get kind of those running type plays, quick hitting for a few yards, stretching the defense horizontally, not necessarily vertically. But the difference has been, I think, the protection that Jackson Willis is getting now versus that he wasn't getting, because Jackson Willis looks like a great football player, a great quarterback, running the ball and then throwing the ball as well. And I'm sorry, they just did an onside kick. I believe Wink covered, and you will hear from Coach Gibson later this show. Wrapping it up for now, Jake Eichstadt, Jacob Sloan, Big 2 Sports.
All right, thanks guys for the update. Here's some final scores. McCamey visiting Petrolia, and they win this one 40-12. Good win for the Badgers.
By the way, if there's any team that it's a travesty, they're not in the Basin. It's a town. It's a team.
Petrolia.
The town called Petrolia. That sounds like a team that should be out here in West Texas. Big win for the Badgers. 4-1 for the first time since 2017. Another matchup from that district, 2A Division II, Ira Ann and Anthony. And it looks like Ira Ann, they are on the road and they come up short here, 49-6. So a 16-game losing streak now for the Braves. And they'll be, I believe, in action once again next week.
And now we will move on from the smallest classification to the largest.
Yes.
6A football is back in Texas.
It's back.
Midland Lee becoming very acquainted with the city of Amarillo.
I would say so. You know, they took on Amarillo High last week. Tonight, Amarillo Tascosa, of course, former district rivals for the past 4 or so years.
Tascosa moving back down to Class 5 this past realignment, however. Something tells me some 6A fans in the Basin might not be too disappointed to hear that.
I think a lot of 6A fans across West Texas might not be too disappointed because they present a lot of trouble in their time. We do have a score update in this one for you. Midland Lee, now this game was close at the half from what I recall. I believe it was close to 7-7 or so at the half, and it looks like the Lee Rebels able to come out on top 31-21. We are working and hoping to bring you highlights of that later on in the show.
Pretty low-scoring game for the Rebels.
I would say so.
And then their rival, Mojo Permian, started off the year 1-0 on the road with a late schedule edition visiting Mesquite Horn, alma mater of Jakeem Grant.
Yeah, former Texas Tech Red Raider. How about it?
So let's head out to the east side of the Metroplex. Long road trip for Permian, taking on Mesquite Horn. Second quarter, Harper Terry to Terrain Lemuel. 31 yards for the score. Permian up 21, Ben. Later on in the second, Permian with the ball once again, but a big interception off the hands of the Permian receiver. Dimmings from Horn coming up with that play, so nice defensive stop there for Horn. Still in the second, this might be the one you heard about though. Lemuel again getting this one through the pass interference. Touchdown Mojo. That would make it 28-3 to end out the half. Tristan Johnson with the 1-yard run here. Jump into that pile, big man.
There you go.
Permian with a big lead going into halftime and a big win at the end of this one. Panthers improved to 2-0, 51-10. You know, it's nice to see our West Texas teams getting wins over Metroplex teams. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just saying, I'll always sign up for that. I'll always sign up for that. Well, how about we mentioned Amarillo High? They were at Grande last week taking on Midland Lee. They just couldn't get enough of the tall city.
I was going to say, that's going to become their home field.
I was going to, you know, if they were an NFL team, maybe they would do the thing where they just stay there for the week for practice. I don't think their teachers would be too happy about that. But let's check it out. Midland High, their home opener against Amarillo High, And my goodness, Brett Candace, that's an intimidating captain handshake there at the beginning of the game. Opening drive, Bulldogs going for a field goal. We believe this was partially blocked, but the kick from Chris Ruiz strong enough regardless. 3-0 Dogs. And then ensuing drive, Sandy's answer back, Joseph Counterman. Bubble screen to Josh Tittle, and he's going to power his way into the end zone. More importantly, appears to win this rock, paper, scissors match. Afterwards, we're still working to confirm their report. Amarillo High up 7-3. Both teams very, very physical tonight. Timothy Spencer on the carry, and Brennan Mannix, nice to meet you right there. On the second quarter, Amarillo High extending that lead 14-3. Bulldogs trying to go for the screen pass. Landry Walls to Luke Manning. Luke lowers his shoulder, and he'll tell you, check the back of the jersey for the name. 14-10 Amarillo High at that point. Unfortunately for the Bulldogs, the Sandys would pull away after that, and they look like they go on to win this one fairly comfortably, 49-17.
Midland Christian started off district play this evening, taking on a Fort Worth Nolan Catholic, who actually this was their first game of the year. Looks like Mustangs are down 32-21 in the fourth quarter, so we'll keep you posted on that score, and we plan on having those highlights later this weekend as well. Yeah, check out Basin Gridiron for those highlights, and we'll keep you posted. Hereford and Andrews. Andrews again off to that 4-1 start, and there's homecoming in the Mustang Bowl. Nice, that's a nice little setup there. Quarterback E.J. Lopez warming up with Marquise Lawrence on the sideline, of course, one of his main weapons. This time, though, he's going to find a different weapon. Brock Tehernia on the screen pass, and gone. Run through some traffic, down to the 1-yard line. Not quite able to get in there, but here we go. They would correct that. Toss it to the corner of the end zone for Anthony Trevino. 7-0 Andrews on top. After a slow start in the first quarter, Mustangs coming out hot in the second. Hereford on fourth down looking to pass, but Cole Flora and David Zamora get the sack, so it's a turnover on downs. Next play, though, Hereford. Aaron, I love to say it every time. Heard that? No.
Slade had interception off the tip pass.
Boo.
And I know, she's not a fan of heard that, but, you know, listen, they're not a local school, so I guess that's okay. Mustangs, they come away with a convincing win. A little sloppy there early on, but 51-7, they pull away from this one.
Yeah, Lubbock High visiting Fort Stockton. Lubbock High only playing one game so far this year.
5A,
yeah. They're 5A school. Fort Stockton with only one win this year, so both of these teams could really use a victory tonight. Homecoming for the Panthers. Westerners up 7-0 here in the first quarter. Panthers with the ball. Jadrian Ramirez plows his way to the 1-yard line. Showing some muscle there. That set up his quarterback, Dominic Aguilar, for the keeper. Panthers bring it to 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. That was after a blocked PAT. Started the second, handoff to Corbin Luna. He's going to muscle his way and make some ground for the Panthers. Fort Stockton looking to finally take their first lead of the game. And here's Aguilar once again running over to the side, makes his way tiptoes into the end zone. So Fort Stockton gets its first lead of the game, 12-7. No extra point because Lubbock High would block that. And did you know Aguilar actually kicks too?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, I did. It's pretty good.
So Panthers looking pretty good here in the first half of the game, but Lubbock High ultimately took them out in the second half, 28-12. The final, so Panthers fall to 1-5 to start off this year.
Yeah, start off with that win over
Alpine.
Alpine. They did win that first. I can't remember if they won the first one, if they lost the first one, but won the first one, and then a tough sled since. All right, Pecos and Greenwood. This is a district opener. Remember, we're far enough in the week. This is week 6 for all the smaller schools. So district opener for Greenwood and Pecos, and we go out to Greenwood, and it's homecoming there as well. Shout outs.
All sorts of homecoming games.
Absolutely. Late in the second quarter, 6-3 Rangers. Trey Cross taking this handoff, and there he goes. I mean, you know you're a good running back when you kind of just jog in for a long touchdown toward the end like that. 13-3 Greenwood, and then the Rangers able to get it back before the end of the half. And another inside handoff once again to Mr. Cross, and straight up the gut. And he didn't even fall through the goal line there. Doesn't need to. Greenwood able to win this one 39-10, so they improved to 3-2 on the season. More importantly, 1-0 in district play.
And some more games from that district. Monahans on the road visiting Seminole. Indians 1-4 to start off this year, so I feel like it's either up or down. Some teams starting off the season really well, others still looking for that second win. All right, let's take it out to, where are we? Wigwam?
Wigwam. Yeah.
Monahans Lobo senior Vaughn Heflin taking the field after turnover on downs. 25. Aiden Saucedo takes it in for a Lobo touchdown. They score first, 7-0, all in the first quarter. Once again, skip to the second quarter, Lobo ball. Aiden Saucedo once again running it in one more time. He has all the scores in this game, 14-0 in the second quarter. So Lobo's up to start off this matchup, and they would fall, though.
Wow.
Whoa, I was not prepared for that.
Listen, Seminole.
Y'all, we go into this show sometimes not knowing the final of these matchups. Seminole.
Especially this early, folks.
Seminole gets its second win of the season, 28-21.
Yes,
So,
and by the way, this one, as clarification, this one was not a district opener. Greenwood Pecos, though. That one was. So, but still, nice win for Seminole because they are getting ready for district here coming up soon. All right, Kermit and Slayton. This one was a district opener. They actually bumped up district play a little bit earlier on, and we'll see how this game will wound up. 19-8. Slayton with a low-scoring game over the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets have had a tough time getting on the field this year. They had to cancel one game earlier against McCain, and then they've had some games canceled against them as well. So I think Yellow Jackets, understandably, a little tough time finding a rhythm.
Lamesa on the road visiting Denver City. This was a district matchup.
This was, yes.
Yes. 8-game district losing streak for the Golden Tours, and that's going to change to 9-game losing streak. Denver City gets the win of this one, 49-14.
And, you know, it's just about halfway through the show, but we're, still adjusting to this new schedule. I'm personally feeling like I'm starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm now.
I'm still kind of getting used to it, but if you say so, Ben.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I think we're going to have one last look at some six-man stuff, but we're going to take a look at our band of the week as well, the Fightin' Bulldog Band, after the break. All right, so we mentioned, starting to get into a little bit of rhythm. I don't think I'm the only one. We have to remember that it's not only with the 6A teams, they're back on the field. It's not just the teams that have had to wait. It's these fantastic support groups, including our bands, which are fantastic.
Yeah, so, I mean, everybody from the coaches to the bands to the cheerleaders, they're all going through the same thing.
Yeah.
So, shout out to the bands for going through this with everybody.
I would say so. Tonight, the first home game of the year for Midland High, and the mighty Fightin' Bulldog Band, our band of the week. Thank you to
Very
the
nice.
Fightin' Bulldog Band. And an update from our game of the week. Wink was able to hold on in this game, 34-20, and we don't want to any time. Our Jake Eichstedt live with Brock Gibson, head coach of the Wink Wildcats.
Hello, Ben, Aaron. Welcome back to El Ave. A great game here tonight. Wink edging out Crane late 34-20. I got Wink's head coach, Coach Gibson. Now, Coach, I know it was kind of a tale of two halves for you guys, dominating in the first half. Crane kind of got some life in the second half. What did you see?
I just, we knew that we were going to come out and we'll do the things that we do. We knew we were going to be able to run the ball, have some explosive plays in the passing game. But coming in 28-0 at halftime, we didn't expect that. But we did talk to the kids, and we knew that Crane was going to come back out. They're a good football team, as well coached as anything in this area. And we knew that they were going to make a football game of it. But, our kids are tough. They're resilient. That last drive where we came down and put it away, that's been our testament all year long. Our kids just, they believe in each other, and they believe in the coaches, and they believe in what we're telling them, and believe in each other, and they believe in the Wink community, and it's just it's a really awesome ride right now.
Well, Coach, you're talking about how they're resilient. They're dang good, too. You guys are 6-0. Talk about what, I don't want you to go maybe, I don't want you to jinx yourself for a second, but talk about what you guys think your ceiling could be. This looks like a great team.
Well, we really take it one day at a time, and I really think that our kids are blessed and focused in a way that they just come to work every day. We have great practices. I honestly don't think we've had a bad practice all year long, and they really enjoy being out there with each other and doing stuff. So I don't know what our ceiling is going to be. We take it one game at a time. We start district next week, and so as far as we're concerned, we're 0-0. And the only thing that matters is that we win the day on Monday, and then we come back and we win the day on Tuesday, and we try to be 1-0 in district.
Now, Coach, there's not many coaches I get to ask about how it feels to be undefeated. Almost no coaches I get to ask talking about what it's like to coach two kids on the same team. What it's like coaching up your boys, not even just your players as well. I know that's family to you as well, but having your blood and your kin.
It's real special. I wouldn't lie. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. I was dreaming of this when they were little tykes, and it's been really, really good. I think they're tremendous leaders. I think they're tremendous young men, and all they want is for the Wink Wildcats to win and have success. And it is really, truly a special moment for me, and I'm really excited about what they've become as young men and players. And I am very proud of them. And you're right. I have a lot of sons on the team. They're all my flesh and blood, man. I love them to death.
Coach Gibson, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Again, guys, a great 34-20 win. Wink, keep on rolling. Who do you guys have next week? I forget.
Seagraves.
Seagraves next week. We'll see you. These highlights from next week. Ben, Aaron, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Jake and Coach Gibson. 6-0 for the Wildcats once again. Garden City also taking on a really tough team. Ben, we like to brag about our six-man teams here in the Basin, but Westbrook, just down the road, is a solid one.
Number one.
69-24 over the Bearcats.
Surprise number one team, the preseason number one team, Rankin. They're 4-1, taking on NUECES Canyon, and I think the Red Devils are starting to find their groove. They get a win, 54-6.
And then Robert Lee on the road visiting Grady. Grady seeing an improvement this season, 3-3 now on the year. They win over Robert Lee 59-14.
And another game from that district coming up tomorrow. Midland TLCA hosting Paint Rock Indians. Eagles right now on a 2-game win streak.
And Permian Basin Co-op, both of these teams looking for their first win of the season.
Someone had to get it.
Marfa's going to get it. 65-17. The Shorthorns get the win over the Renegades.
And Buena Vista much improved this year, 3-2, and it looks like they're going to pick up another win, 4-2, 60-14. Another win tonight over Sanderson.
Grand Falls Royalty taking on Van Horn, who just dropped a 6-man this year, but the Eagles doing okay.
They're pretty good.
46-0 over the Cowboys.
And in Division 2, this is a top 10 matchup. Klondike, number 6, Whit Harold, number 10. Klondike stays undefeated, 6-0. Klondike and Wink, the only 6-0 teams in the Basin, 74-28. Look out for the Cougars.
Sands off to a 3-2 start going into week 6, and they're going to improve to 4-2 with this win over the Afton Patton Springs. What a name.
Yes.
58-12.
I believe I've driven through Afton a time or two. All right, Midland Trinity, they were on the road taking on Amarillo San Jacinto. Not sure if we have that score. We will try to keep an eye on that for you. But we have, of course, seen the scores. We've seen the highlights. Now we get to pick the best one.
We are getting word that our very sophisticated final score decision desk has spoken.
We've broken down the tape, and we are ready, I think, to present our final score game of the week. Let's see what we have here. But we're going to go to Permian. Yeah, I suspected this could be, we could be going to this play. Harper Terry and Permian on the road taking on Mesquite Horn, and Taryn Lemuel look at this. The defender all over him. They even penalized him, but it doesn't matter. He's still going to get the touchdown.
I love that the Horn player is still like, no.
I think he's just, I can't even fathom it. I don't really blame him, but Permian, big win for them tonight, and they also take home our play of the week. All right, now it is time for us to talk about our final thoughts, what stood out on the evening for you. Aaron, take it away.
Well, I was actually going to bring up the Permian game, and like I mentioned during the highlights, it's always really nice to see our West Texas teams taking on some teams from the Metroplex and actually getting the win. Permian off to a 2-0 start. This game, I think they started out a lot better than they did last week as well. So nice to see that they could get off on the right foot. Ben, what did you think of this week's slate of games?
You know, usually we have a little bit of time to digest this. I'm going to say six-man. That was a big win for Klondike. I'm going to say Midland Christian, even though they, were losing last we checked with them. That's the number 2 team in TAPS, and they were playing them close. So I think that was a good result. And then if I had to say, Midland Lee, listen, a big win for them on the road. I didn't really know what to take away from that Amarillo High game, but they got the win. Nicely done for them. That's going to do it for this week of the Final Score. Thank you so much. Remember, if you miss any of it, it'll be all uploaded to our website, yourpiston.com, later on tonight. For Aaron Reynolds, I'm Ben Peck. We'll see you.